In 2001, a man was found wandering barefoot on a street corner in Culver City. Lost, broke, completely under the influence. That man was Robert Downey Jr. He had just been fired from his TV show. Every major studio in Hollywood had declared him uninsurable. Nobody would touch him. And today, that same man owns a $50 million real estate empire, drives a $10 million car collection, wears over $1 million in watches on his wrist, and just signed a $100 million deal to return to Marvel. But here's what makes this story different. Robert Downey Jr. didn't start from nothing. He started from below zero. From orange jail clothes to $75 million per film. From begging a judge for mercy to living like Tony Stark in real life. And the luxury lifestyle he built, it hits completely different when you know where it all came from. Robert Downey Jr. was born on April 4th, 1965 in Manhattan, New York. His father was a filmmaker, creative, artistic, boundary pushing. From the outside, it looked like an exciting life. From the inside, it was complete chaos. When Robert was just 6 years old, his father gave him marijuana. Not a stranger, his own father. That single moment planted a seed that would take decades to overcome. By the 1980s, his talent was undeniable. Chaplin earned him an Academy Award nomination at just 27. But behind the scenes, marijuana had become cocaine. Cocaine was becoming heroin. Hollywood loves a troubled genius, until that genius becomes unreliable, and the seeds planted in childhood were about to destroy everything he had built. June 1996. Police pulled Robert over and found heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded .357 Magnum in his car. 1 month later, he was found passed out in a stranger's child's bed in Malibu. The image is haunting. The reality was worse. 1997, arrested for missing drug tests. 1999, sentenced to 3 years in a California state prison. 2000, released on parole, then arrested again. April 2001, found barefoot, wandering the streets of Culver City. During all of this, he won a Golden Globe for Ally McBeal, then got fired from it. Broke, unemployable, uninsurable. Every door in Hollywood had completely closed. But something happened in 2003 that nobody expected. In 2003, Robert made a decision that would change everything. He called it a choice for total, unyielding sobriety. Not cutting back, not moderation, complete commitment forever. He threw himself into 12-step programs, yoga, meditation, therapy, no shortcuts, just painful daily work. Then in 2005, he married Susan Levin. He later credited her with providing the stability and love that made lasting recovery possible. For the first time, someone believed in him completely. But being sober and being hireable in Hollywood were two very different things. Studios still saw an insurance risk. Every door remained closed until 2008, when one director decided to take the biggest gamble of his career. In 2008, director Jon Favreau was casting Iron Man. The studio wanted a safe choice. Favreau wanted Robert Downey Jr. The argument was intense, but Favreau saw something spreadsheets couldn't capture. Tony Stark was a genius with self-destructive tendencies who builds his way out of darkness. That was literally Robert's life story. The studio finally agreed, but at a price. Robert was paid just $500,000 up front. For a man who needed this to work, he accepted without hesitation. Iron Man opened on May 2nd, 2008. It earned $585 million worldwide. And those 8% back-end points suddenly became worth millions. The industry that wouldn't insure him had just watched him launch the most successful film franchise in history. But one hit doesn't build an empire. What happened to his salary next will genuinely shock you. After Iron Man, Robert wasn't just employable. He was essential, and he knew exactly how to use that leverage. Iron Man 2, $10 million. The Avengers, $50 million. Working out to $1.5 million per minute of screen time. Iron Man 3, $50 million. Captain America, Civil War, $64 million. Avengers, Endgame, $75 million. Total Marvel earnings, between $435 million and $600 million across just 10 films. From 2013 to 2015, he was Hollywood's highest paid actor 3 years in a row. The same man studios wouldn't insure in 2001, now commanding the largest paychecks in the entire industry. $500 million later, the question became simple. What do you actually do with that kind of money? The answer starts with real estate. Robert's real estate portfolio is worth between $40 and $50 million. And it starts with something extraordinary, a $13.4 million Malibu compound featuring a futuristic dome he calls the Clubhouse. 7 acres, ocean views, a private farm with goats, pigs, and alpacas. Think about what that farm represents. Robert's car collection is worth approximately $10 million. And the crown jewel is unlike anything you've ever seen. A custom one-of-a-kind Acura NSX concept worth $9 million. It sits on his wrist. Robert's watch collection is valued at over $1.2 million. The centerpiece? A $605,000 Grubel Force. Beyond the mansions and the cars, Robert made choices that matter more than any of them. Every single morning, he chooses sobriety again. Meditation, yoga, 12-step principles, not optional, essential. He prioritizes family above everything. Wife Susan, children Exton and Avery, and his oldest son Indio from his first marriage. When Indio struggled with his own addiction, Robert was there, breaking the cycle his father never could. He travels by private jet, employs 24/7 security, and invests his wealth into sustainable technology through his Footprint Coalition. In 2024, Robert Downey Jr. shocked the entire world. He was returning to Marvel, but not as Tony Stark, as Victor Von Doom, one of Marvel's most iconic villains. The deal? A reported $100 million plus back-end participation, private jet transportation, 24/7 security, everything negotiated. The same studios that once refused to insure him now compete to sign him. Think about what that means. More than 20 years of proven sobriety, proven reliability, proven greatness. And at nearly 60 years old, he's not repeating himself. He's reinventing himself. Again. From barefoot on a Culver City street to a $100 million contract. The transformation is not just complete, it's legendary. The $50 million real estate, the $10 million cars, the $100 million contract. None of it is the real story. The real story is 2003, when a broken man chose sobriety and never looked back. Every mansion, every watch, every contract exists because of that one choice. Remember the barefoot man wandering Culver City streets? He now wakes up in a $13.4 million Malibu compound with his family, meditates, feeds his alpacas, chooses sobriety again. Rock bottom wasn't his ending, it was his beginning. From barefoot on a street corner to $100 million contracts. From orange jail clothes to Tony Stark. This is Robert Downey Jr., proof that rock bottom is never the end.